Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and today I want to talk about these Jurassic World Rebirth Micro Adventures playsets. And also, I think it would be fun at the end of this if we can go and do a comparison with the Mighty Max playsets, at least one of them, the Doom Zones, and Trendmasters Godzilla playset. I think that would be really fun. So, let's get to it. Toy collection. So here they are in the packaging, and they just look so good. They did such a good job with this. I mean, you can actually see inside and the figures, and then on the back here, you can see the play set, and they do kind of show some of the figures placed in different spots and some of the play features. So they just look so good. And here's the Spinosaurus. Then we'll look at the back here too. It just looks so good, and it shows some of the playability here. So let's go ahead and open these up and take a closer look. And now that they're out of the package, let's take a closer look at both of them together at first. The first thing I did notice is these tabs back here is pretty cool. Like, you can actually use them to open their mouths, which is really nice. And they're pretty much like the same type of size here, which is nice. So let's go ahead and first take a deep dive into the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
T-Rex?
Mm-hmm.
You said you've got a T-Rex?
Uh-huh.
Say again.
We have a T-Rex.
So here's the T-Rex, and first thing you notice is all the detail for the skin and everything of the T-Rex, and around the eye, his teeth here, which is, you know, a little bit more rubbery, softer, which is nice. And then, when you open them up, I have all the figures in here. And I am sorry, I do not know the exact names for all these dinosaurs. But the first thing I did notice is they're softer. They're a little bit rubbery, a little gummy. So, which is nice. It's not that hard plastic, but I was expecting hard plastic and it wasn't. So that was kind of cool. You can tell, you can move the wings and everything for the pterodactyl, which is nice. And then here is the T-Rex. You can almost kind of open and close his mouth, move his tail. So that looks good. And then on here, you can bring down the waterfall. And then there's also a waterfall up here that you bring down. You can open up the bones on the side here, probably to place a dinosaur here. Then you have another dinosaur in here, the head, and you can kind of move him back and forth through here. And then this was pretty neat. Over here, it's got this little lever here, and it pops up a velociraptor. You can move that over, and it closes. And then it pops up the velociraptor again. So that's pretty cool. And then, you know, you can place the figures around here. Let me go and readjust real quick so you can kind of see the whole thing. So now you can kind of see the whole thing, and you can put the pterodactyl up here if you wanted to, somewhere around the waterfall. Kind of like in the, I don't know if you've seen the trailers or anything for it, but they have that scene with the waterfall with the pterodactyls, and you can kind of place the T-Rex anywhere. And then some of them have these peg holes, so you can even go and peg him in up there. So, and actually there is a peg hole in this, so you can kind of peg him in up there. But it's a really nice little play set. It does have some play features, which is pretty cool. And also it sets up as a nice little diorama set. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at the Spinosaurus. So here is the Spinosaurus, and again you can see the nice detail on the skin, around the eye. It's got that soft teeth here too, which is kind of cool. When it opens and closes, it matches. It lines up really well. You have the tabs back here on the back. Let's go ahead and open them up, which this looks really cool too. So you have a couple Spinosaurus here. This one you can kind of move up, and he can move around. And then you have just the spine here, and it kind of moves up on this track, and you can kind of move it back and forth too. Then this part here pops up. Oh, I have a couple of the figures in here, which we'll take a look at here in just a second. And you can pop this up here, and then that can be moved up, probably to have a dinosaur come through. And then here you have I believe it's a Mosasaurus that you can open up. So he looks really good in there. And I really like that translucent blue that they're using for the water. It makes it look really good. Let's take a closer look. You have a human here. Oh, focus. Human here that's on rocks. So, and again, it's that, you know, rubbery feel. So he looks good. And then you have a Spinosaurus here. And yes, you can move his mouth. Up here, focus, there we go. You move his mouth and his tail, just because it's got that gummy, rubbery feel to him. And then, I don't know, you can comment and let me know down below, is this another Mosasaurus? Can't really tell, but again, he's very rubbery. So, but he looks cool. Nice detail on there. And then you can kind of go and place them around, because they do have these pegs on the bottom that you can, right here, you can see, you can go and peg him on there. Like the Mosasaurus is coming up out of the water after him. And then you can go and place this Spinosaurus there. And even if you want to place him here, or you can place him in the water, kind of wherever you want to put him. And then you got the Spinosaurus that's coming out. So it definitely, these have some playability to it, but they also look really nice just as like a diorama piece. So, but they're fun. I can see kids having a lot of fun and using their imagination, mixing and matching the dinosaurs. So you can even bring in the T-Rex from the other one and, you know, place him there and all kinds of stuff. So it does have some playability, and you can mix and match the different dinosaurs and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and look and see how they kind of compare to the vintage Mighty Max playset, which this is a 93, and I figured I'd stick with the dinos for that. And then a 94 Trendmasters Godzilla playset. So we'll first open up this Mighty Max one here. So you can kind of see they're about the same size. Then this one came with the dinosaur, and you can open up that. And this came with characters, which, you know, comparing the size here of the characters, these are definitely smaller. Because I was also kind of wondering, can you like mix and match maybe? Which you probably could if you used your imagination for it. Here's another one, the dinosaurs here. So they're definitely a little bit bigger than these new ones. And I guess like a little bit, like parts of this is a little bit softer too on the Mighty Max, but mostly harder overall. But it is a little bit softer around the legs and stuff. But so yeah, definitely the size is about the same. And then the Godzilla one, which here, we'll open it up here. And again, kind of about the same size. I'll pull this out and just look at the figures at first. So here's one of the Godzilla figures. So yeah, I mean, obviously Godzilla would be much bigger, but overall they kind of, you can probably maybe have these over in these play sets if you wanted to. That would kind of work too. But so let me go ahead and clear some of this off and set it up side by side. Now, when you look at them both together, they do look like they're pretty close to the same size. Even with like the detail and stuff, because it's got the transparent blue. And then over here, you got some transparent blue for the water here. Now, this is the New York one for the Godzilla. But they do look really good together. So you can probably line them up kind of together and see. But I think they look really good together. Now, let's check out the other two. Now, I put these two together because they're kind of the same. Like, they both open up the same way. But the Mighty Max is a little bit smaller, but they still look pretty good together. So you can see a little bit more of the details and the waterfall translucent color there. And then you got Mighty Max over here. Now, obviously with the Mighty Max set, the dinosaurs are a little bit bigger. But it still looks pretty cool together. So there's just a little bit of comparison with these with a couple vintage play sets. Now, the last thing I wanted to show was just all of them closed up together and do a little comparison there. You can see the T-Rex and Godzilla here. I mean, it feels like they can just kind of go in the line together. They look really good. So, and then you can see here. So you can tell, like, they definitely did a good job, and I think they work all together as mini play sets. I think they look cool together. So you can display them together or have your own separate ones, however you want. But there's your comparison between the vintage and the new.
You did it. You crazy son.
And that's all I have for you today. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up. It really helps me out. And now I'm going to go play the Nintendo Switch 2 that I got on release day. So in that Mario Kart world, that is actually really fun. So I will see everyone on the next one.